All right, so hello third graders, happy Monday. So on Friday for language arts, we went over putting groups that did belong, and now we're working on words that don't belong. So remember, let's just go over a few steps, and then we're going to go over examples. When we're looking at words that don't belong, the first thing we want to do is make sure we read all of our options. We want to make sure we read every single one. And then in our heads, or we can talk out loud, think about what do they have in common? And then figure out what they all have in common, or at least 3 of the 4 have in common, and then we're going to select the one that doesn't fit in at all, isn't in that category. So let's go over some examples together. Okay, so here we have child, aunt, teen, adult. So let's think. They all have in common that they're all people, but what's special about these people? Some of them are very non-specific. Child, we could be talking about any kid. Aunt, we're talking about someone very specific. Teen could be any teenager. Adult could be any adult. So these 3 really show that we could be talking about anyone. It's very broad, but this is a very specific person. So since we're doing broad words, our specific aunt wouldn't fit in. So that one does not belong. All right, so now we're looking at select the description that does not belong. Old, after, before, during. So as we're looking at our descriptions, these are kind of in order. So before I went to the store, after I ate lunch, during dinner. So these all give us a time. So that's what these descriptions give us, is a time. But this description, old, is giving us a look of something, like it looks old. So these go with time, this goes with the look. So this description doesn't fit in with these 3. So again, we're just talking them out loud. So then let's select the place that doesn't belong. Den, moon, nest, hive. Let's think about each place. A hive is where bees live. A nest is where birds live. A moon is where, in our sky at night, no one really lives there. Den is where animals live as well. So these 3 animals live there, but the moon, we're not aware of any animals that live up there. So this one would not apply because these all have to do with animals. The moon does not. So that one just doesn't fit in. All right, so now let's look at this. This one, write, tell, say, announce. Well, when we're writing something, we use a pen and a paper and we write something out. When we tell something, we're using our voice. When we say something, we're using our voice. And when we announce something, again, we're using our voice. So 3 of these, we have to use our voice to use to do the action. We have to use our voice. But this one, we're just doing a pen. You can silently write. So for this one, I would say this one doesn't belong. The rest all apply to where we use our voice. But this one, we don't have to talk to use it. So let's see if that's right. Awesome. And let's do one more together. So select the description that doesn't belong. Scared, clever, foolish, wise. So scared is something where you're like, oh, like you could be scared of the dark. You're just getting nervous. Clever means quick to understand. Sorry, I had a blank there. So clever is more of a quick to understand. Foolish is kind of the opposite of wise. It's lacking a good sense of judgment. But wise is having a good sense of judgment. So these all kind of go with quick to learn, a good sense of judgment, not having a good sense of judgment. It's all about how we think. But this is just an action of, ooh, I was scared, something happened. It doesn't have to do with thinking that well. It just happens like that. It doesn't involve us to think really hard. But these all involve us to think. So I'm going to say I don't think scared belongs because it's not a thinking description. We got it. All right, so make sure to have fun, take your time. We're just practicing, and just like I did, you can talk through each one. I'm sure a lot of the ones that we worked on today, you'll also see in your homework. So make sure to take your time, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, third grade.